There are so many things that you have to know before you make a move to Mississauga, and at the top of most parents' list is the quality of education their child will receive. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the top 5 public elementary schools in Mississauga, and make sure to stick around to the end because I have some insider information about schools in Mississauga that you're definitely going to want to know. Hi, and welcome to Toronto Area Living, where you'll find information about the GTA that no one else is sharing with you. My name is Mike Santos, and if you have any questions about real estate, schools, or anything to do with the GTA, then you can use the link in the video description below to book a free call with me at any time. So let's just go ahead and get started, and we're going to take a look at the #1 public elementary school in Mississauga. The #1 school in Mississauga this year is Kenollie PS. It retains its title. It was ranked previously #1 and has been for a number of years now. At the grade 3 level, it scores an astounding 98.8% on its EQAO scores, and at the grade 6 level, 87%. Kenollie PS is located in the neighborhood of Mineola. This is south of the QEW between here, Ontario, and Mississauga Road. It's been far and away the top school in Mississauga for a number of years now, and again maintains its stranglehold on the title with an even better year than last year. The only issue with Kenollie PS is that it's located in a really small school boundary in what is called Mineola West. Very, very small, expensive neighborhood. So the average price for a home here, a detached home, there really is no other kind, is well over $2 million, closer really to the $3 million mark. So that makes this a very difficult school catchment, school boundary to get access to. However, there are other schools on this list that will be much more affordable for people. So let's jump into the #2 public elementary school in Mississauga, and that is Hawthorn PS in Arundel. #2 on our list, and also previously ranked #2 last year, Hawthorn PS in Arundel, with an amazing 87.3% score at the grade 3 level this year. Hawthorn PS is a JK-8 school. It's located in the neighborhood of Arundel. This is in west central Mississauga. It's a smaller school that has only about 200 students, and Hawthorn once again comes in at #2 this year with another strong performance from its grade 3 cohort. Hawthorn has been the closest competitor to Kenollie in recent years, and it's located in a much more affordable neighborhood than Mineola West. This is located specifically in the neighborhood of Huron Park. This is south of Mavis and Dundas, next to the popular Huron Park Recreation Center. This is a really small school boundary, and homes can be quite expensive here as well, but there are small pockets that you can get into that make this a really good school zone to target. And coming in at #3 on our list this year is Plum Park. This is located in Meadowvale. Last year it was ranked #8. This is a pretty steady school within Mississauga, typically rated within the top 10 to 15, and jumps all the way up to #3 this year. Grade 3 scores, we had 84.6 and 87.2% at the grade 6 level. Plum Park is located in the neighborhood of Meadowvale in northwest Mississauga. It has approximately 650 students, with a little more than half of those attending its French immersion program. And Plum Park is the pride of Meadowvale. If you're aiming for a home in Meadowvale, this is the boundary to shoot for. However, keep in mind that a large chunk of the population is reserved for French immersion, so you're going to really need to be careful about the school boundary here. That's why working with a real estate team that specializes in Mississauga is extremely important. I expect the Plum Park school ranking to continue to outperform other schools within Meadowvale, and probably hang around the top 5 to 10 like it has for the past decade plus within Mississauga. Now, as for life actually within Meadowvale itself, this is a much more affordable neighborhood than the first 2 that we saw. You can find a home for, on average, detached home around 1.15 million, and you get great access to nature here as well. Overall, Meadowvale is a great school zone. You just want to be really careful with your school boundary choice here. And coming in at #4 on our list is Whiteoaks PS. It makes this long-awaited return to the top 5, as it had dropped all the way down to #20 in the previous year's ranking. However, that seems to be more of a one-off. It has always traditionally been ranked as a higher school within the grade school zone of Lorne Park, and this year its grade 3 score was 83.9%. That's a little bit different than you might be expecting. No grade 6 score here, because it is a JK to 5 school only. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, hang around to the end and I'll explain why that's important for schools in Mississauga. Located in the neighborhood of Lorne Park in South Mississauga, Whiteoaks PS has approximately 500 students and offers a French immersion program. The great thing here is the sample size of students. This is not a fluke one-off or based on a low amount of students. You can expect a solid education in one of Mississauga's best school zones in Lorne Park. However, much like Kenollie PS in Mineola West, Whiteoaks is located in one of Mississauga's most expensive neighborhoods in Lorne Park, with the median home price here at $2.15 million. So if that is not exactly in budget, then again, stick around to the end. I'm going to share a resource with you where you might be able to find something much more affordable for you, still in a great school zone. And coming in at number 5 on our list of the top 5 public elementary schools in Mississauga is Owenwood PS, the plucky little school from Clarkson. This is a JK to 5 school with approximately about 127 students. They were ranked previously 7th last year, so this is another strong score for them, scoring 83.4% at the grade 3 level. Owenwood's catchment area straddles the often confusing border of Clarkson and Lorne Park. This is important to point out because while Owenwood feeds into one of Mississauga's best middle schools, it eventually leads to Clarkson Secondary School, which is generally lower ranked and a little bit less desirable than Lorne Park Secondary School. This is a very small pocket in Mississauga, so keep that in mind if you're looking for a home in Clarkson or Lorne Park. You can also consider other options in the area. It really just depends on your budget. Now, Clarkson itself has been gentrifying over the past few years and its school scores have been improving, so I wouldn't necessarily shy away from this neighborhood. In fact, its median detached home price is $1.35 million. Compared to Lorne Park's $2.15 million, this just makes it a much more realistic option for people. So if you're looking for a home within this neighborhood, because it puts you on the Lakeshore GO train, it puts you near a very nice little downtown, sort of mini downtown, then you can definitely consider this neighborhood. And I think that scores will improve as we go further into the future. And that does it for our top 5 public elementary schools in Mississauga. And I'm glad you stuck around to the end because I do have something important to share with you. Now, many people will rely on the Fraser Institute when it comes to school rankings within Mississauga, but there is one important thing that you should know about those. It's that they only look at schools that are from JK to 6. Because the EQAO does grade 3 and grade 6 test scores, the Fraser Institute only compares to schools that are JK to 6. But in Mississauga, around 70% of the schools are actually JK to 5 schools. So you're missing a huge chunk of schools if you only rely on the Fraser Institute. That's why I take these scores directly from the EQAO website. So that's something that most people don't know. They end up just removing a bunch of schools from their lists. 70% is a huge amount of the city to not take into account. So make sure that if you are looking at school rankings and you want to get a better idea of what's available in Mississauga, I have a link in the video description directly to my website where you can download a free copy of the 2025 school rankings and scores. And if you're interested in the top 5 high schools within Mississauga, well, then you can take a look at this video here, or maybe it will be here. And if neither of the things that I'm pointing to come up, then you can take a look in the video description below. I'll have a link to that video as well. And if you have any questions, again, there is a link in the video description to book a free one-on-one call with me. That's it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.